The High Qualification Commission of Judges of Ukraine, in the framework of the Qualification Assessment, is currently interviewing the candidates who are taking part in the competition for position of judges of the cassational courts in the Supreme Court. This stage of the competition began on April 21, 2017. Interviews are conducted by 4 boards in accordance with Cassational Court specialization, which include 4 or 3 members of the Commission. To this stage of the competition also joined the Public Integrity Council, whose members participate in interviews. If a candidate receives a negative conclusion from the Public Integrity Council, he or she provides an explanation.
I disagreed and I was given the opportunity to express my objection, so I added 178 pages of documents which described everything in the detail. There was only one issue: my mother car, the 2014 RAV4. These documents clearly explain where the money came from for it.
If a candidate wants to explain something to the Public Integrity Council, he or she provides this information on the web portal. It is better to do this in advance. Otherwise, a candidate submits the relevant documents to the High Qualification Commission. In this case, documents come to us with some delay, which also has negative effects on fast decision-making. There were cases when the candidate who received a negative conclusion provided relevant explanations, and that conclusion was accordingly cancelled as a result of the relevant session of the Public Integrity Council.
To the stage of interviews were allowed 382 candidates, who overcame the total minimum point during the first stage of the qualification assessment. Questions of the Commission to the candidates are based on the results of the special examination, analysis of the dossier, documents provided by the National Anti-Corruption Bureau, as well as on the results of testing the candidates for moral and psychological qualities and general abilities. Members of the Commission also clarify the information regarding to the conclusion of the Public Integrity Council. If they agree with the conclusion, the candidate receives 0 points for integrity, which means that he or she does not confirm the ability to administer justice. If the information in a negative conclusion needs to be clarified and verified, the Commission announces a break and consider Public Integrity's Council negative conclusion in a plenary session after all the interviews are completed.
The Public Integrity Council is in doubt while giving their final negative conclusion. So, are we obliged to check it in addition? Of course we are. During the meeting, a candidate can add 50 or 70 new pages with explanation. In this case, we can't make a decision immediately. It's unprofessional.
They decided to send materials regarding me to the plenary session. The final decision depends on the entire composition of the High Qualification Commission. I hope for the best and for the objectivity of the decision-making. Everything was new and interesting. All participants were excited, of course, but everything was fine in an adequate situation. I didn't get any incorrect questions.
You can watch the interviews online on the Commission's YouTube channel. The passing points of interviews will be given by members of the Commission after the completion of all interviews at the end of May 2017. Each member of the board gives points to the candidates within 3 criteria: competence, professional ethics, and integrity. After the announcement of these points, the rating of the participants will be formed considering the results of the qualification assessment.